Thank you. Thank you for that, Karen. I appreciate. Um, how long have you been on LinkedIn, by the way? Like how long?
So right now it has been like 1 year, four
Hmm.
months. This one will be the fifth when it comes to an end. Yeah.
This is going to be the fifth year.
The 1 year of the and 5 months.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. You really seem that you're doing pretty well for yourself, honestly.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, I don't want to take much of your time, but I think you can share your screen. Let me stop presenting mine.
Okay.
And so, like, maybe from a personal perspective, if I may ask,
Mm-hmm.
do you think like LinkedIn, like I have so many guys who like take my classes and they are part of what we talk about. The
Yeah.
problem that exists is that most of them don't actualize, like for example, actualize creating LinkedIn profiles, optimizing them the right way.
Mm.
You always find that there are guys who are saying, oh, we can't get clients on LinkedIn, but I think
Mm-hmm.
profiles aren't so well optimized. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. And so you would suggest that LinkedIn is an important platform for anyone who like wants to maybe get clients or even get people interested in their services. What do you have to say about that?
So when it comes to I usually say LinkedIn it's for everyone.
Hmm.
And when I mean everyone, it's everyone.
Hmm.
It's a matter of now being specific with the platform.
Okay.
Even when you're optimizing your profile, it's a matter of being specific. Who is your ideal client? Because even someone like a VA, someone like a social media manager, they are a lot. But
Hmm.
there's a specific type of clientele you do want to work with. So that is how you also win your catch on LinkedIn. The part of specification also really helps a lot.
Hmm.
Yeah, so it is for everyone. It's a matter of optimizing and now starting to create content for your brand, literally.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Karen, for agreeing to be part of this tonight. And maybe just we can begin by brief introductions. Who is Karen?
Okay. So one, Karen is a young mom. Two,
Hmm.
she's a personal branding and a LinkedIn expert. I'm also a trainer. I'm also right now into public speaking, doing some speaking engagements, and a personal development advocate. Yeah.
Personal development advocate. Maybe would
Mm.
you explain that?
I came to realize when you are building our brands in
Uh,
any kind of social media, if you're not willing to take on the route of personal growth, personal
mhm,
development, then it will be difficult for you to build your brand. Because
mhm,
if you can't be able to take on some few habits, you get some good habits into your routine, habits like learning, self-learning, habits like networking, habits like getting to do things on your own without someone pushing you, then you won't be able to even build a brand because
mhm,
you'll feel like it's a waste of time. One, you'll feel like it has a lot of pressure in it. So if you're not that person who will push yourself to learn on their own, get to form habits of listening to podcasts, reading books, getting to meet with people that are like-minded, like you'd want to be, then it will be very hard for you to build a brand.
mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, that's really nice. I like the aspect of you putting in, and I actually enjoy the growth. You are among my first ever clients for
Yeah,
during
yeah,
the
sure.
silent challenge. I honestly like the growth that I have seen on your LinkedIn, and
Mm,
to the level that you've gotten to train people on how to use LinkedIn is honestly amazing. Um, as I said, I don't know much about LinkedIn personally.
mhm.
Me, I just post. I
Really.
don't like if you honestly ask me about LinkedIn, I don't know what.
Yeah.
I don't. I only know how to create content when it comes to LinkedIn,
Mm-hmm.
and I have come to learn that LinkedIn is also a great platform for someone to get clients
Sure
because
thing.
like every month I'm getting like 2 3 clients who
Mm-hmm.
are like, hey Elvis, we would like for you to create a website for me. And do you think like LinkedIn is an ideal platform for someone to get clients? Do you get clients from LinkedIn yourself?
Yes, I do. Actually, most of my clients I get from LinkedIn, like 90% of them I get from LinkedIn. The other 10%, I started getting them from the other platforms because I also started being active on the other platforms. But LinkedIn, the moment you just master it and become active, not just becoming a consumer or becoming someone who creates content and ghosts it, then it will really work for you. Clients will identify you. They watch at first without even reaching out, but eventually they do. So
Mm-hmm.
it is a very good platform to get also a genuine client, someone that is serious with what they want from you.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Karen. I think I want to stop sharing my screen and
Okay.
I'll allow you to share the screen and like just give people an illustration of what LinkedIn is, the platform,
Mhm.
and like an overview of especially LinkedIn. Uh, Maybe is it possible to start from a beginner level?
Yes, it is very possible.
Okay. Thank you. Go ahead. You can share your screen, Karen. In any case,
Okay.
if anyone has a question, you can send your question in the chat section. I believe Karen is going to be addressing that.
I hope you can all see my screen.
Yes.
Amazing. Now, before I go on the profile, let me just take you quickly, or I'll be referring to this checklist, which I'll also share with you guys. Now, when it comes to LinkedIn, there the whole part of your profile, this whole part that we see here, from this part which is called the banner to the profile picture, which is also optimized. This is also another part that we assume, to the your name, to the headline. Every part of LinkedIn is and should be optimized. So let us start from the first. Before I even share with you what you're supposed to optimize and how you're supposed to do it, one thing that you should know, you when you start building your own brand, get to understand that you need your own brand colors. That is the first step. And before now you identify your brand colors, you know this is the kind of niche I'm venturing into, this is the kind of field I'm diving into. And after that, you also identify your target audience, your target clients, the kind of people that you do want to work with and work for. From there, you'll be able to identify the colors that you want to represent your brand. And not just any colors, also, you have to focus on the part of the colors that also speak on the field that you are in. Because someone who is into, let's say, climate advocacy, climate such niche, they can't go with something like orange. That person can go with something like green, blue, white, such colors. So first it matters the kind of field, the niche that you are in. And now first you lay out all the colors, because each color has different shade, different, what is it called, Elvis? Is it gradient or yeah? So each, because web designers know all the colors, so you have to choose a color for your brand. After that, now you are able to fully know that I've settled with this kind of field. This is the kind of client that I'd want to work with. And now next, these are my brand colors. And mostly your brand colors should be either 2 or 3, not less or more than that. Not less than 2 and not more than 3 colors, so that also you can maintain that consistency and people can identify you with these specific colors. When they see your poster, they know this is Karen. When they see your poster, they know this is you. So that is one thing that you should know when you're coming and starting your own brand. Now, if you're just someone who is starting from zero connections, zero followers, you can do it. So when it comes to, you've already identified your colors, you've known this is the color that I'm going with, this is the field that I'm venturing into. We start with the profile picture. Let me even start with the profile picture. If you're taking a picture in a studio, the picture should be from your, mostly from your chest going upward, you smiling, not having a very, very serious face, because again, you wouldn't want to scare away clients. So mostly it's from your chest going upwards with a smiling face. Now, if it was taken maybe with a background that is even in nature or outside somewhere, or even the background is a different color from the color you do want to go with in your brand, then you have to also optimize your profile. That is why I say you have to optimize your profile. You optimize it with one of the colors from your banners. your banner will lead you into the color that will come to the profile picture. So for me, my colors are gold, black, and white. No, not gold. This is basically brown, but a lighter shade of brown. So with this, I will know, and I knew that was the work of my graphic designer to decide which color will come behind my profile picture. So now when you come to the banner, we just don't put any statement, because I see most of you or some of people using, you put your WhatsApp number there, you use also your email, you have a very long statement in your banner. Your banner shouldn't have a lot of words in it. It should have the shortest statement possible. And what should entail in the banner? This is what should entail in the banner. It is also in this checklist. This is what should entail in the banner. Your banner should have, it should have, one, it should draw people to your profile. So let people get attracted when they get to understand what it is in your banner. One, don't be so generic. Don't have a blank banner. So you have a statement that will draw people to you. And by this, you either have two options. Have just a statement that agitates, just a statement that will agitate. Like your voice matters. This example I've used here, your voice matters. Let's create a personal brand that makes the right people listen. This is just a statement. But the other option is you can use a rhetorical question. You can use a rhetorical question. And what do I mean by a rhetorical question? So if this statement on my banner, the one that's saying your brand is your story, it's you, let me show you how. Now, instead of saying that, I can also decide to say, did you know that your brand is your story? And you, for the person that is reading that, and for you who is reading that as a question, you'll answer yourself. To me, I've written it as a rhetorical question, but for you, you'll get to answer yourself, and you'll be like, how is it my story? How is my own brand my story? What does this entail? So the moment you see a CTA, which is a call to action, written DM me brand, then you'll take that action. So the banner should have that statement or a rhetorical question and also a CTA. That is the only thing that a banner should have, and also an extra picture. Or if you don't want to put an extra picture on it, it can also stay blank like that. So it should have a CTA in the statement or a rhetorical question, but it shouldn't have your phone number. It shouldn't have your email. It shouldn't have a story in it, or even a longer statement with all the titles that you have. That's not the work of the banner to do. The work of the banner is only to carry a rhetorical question or just a statement that agitates and has a CTA in it, which is a call to action. That is the first step of optimizing your profile, the banner. Now, when it comes to the profile, I said the graphic designer will know now which color to optimize after the kind of colors they have used on the banner. Mine, it was used the brown shade. And when you look at it right now, if you can just zoom, when you just look at the whole section, you can see now it's matching with each other. It's aligning with each other, because the shade that was used on the profile picture isn't the shade that has been used on the picture on the banner. So also work with your graphic designer and get to understand, or even get someone who will help you optimize your profile. That is the first part on the graphics. Now let me leave the headline and the other part. Let me go to the thumbnail. This part, this is called the thumbnail. Another part that needs graphics, this is called the thumbnail. If you don't have any link that is maybe guiding people outside LinkedIn, telling them to register for something, you can only have a clarity call, or rather a discovery call that will guide people to having a 15 minutes clarity call with you, or even a 30-minute clarity call. So this is called a thumbnail. This whole design, it's called a thumbnail that has been written, book a 15 minutes clarity call. And now with either you can have your name here or a tagline that you use. So mine is the visibility alchemist, and now the book a 15-minute clarity call. Next to it is the link called the Calendly link, which I'll show you how to create one. This is the only thing. If you don't have anything else, if you don't maybe have a portfolio, make sure that your featured section has this kind of thumbnail of how people will come to book a clarity call with you, get to know the services that you offer and what you do. Basically, that's it. Now, when you go back to the top after now the banner and the profile picture, I talked about the name, this part. Now, when it comes to LinkedIn, it's not like the other platforms where you can just use any random name. Yes, you can use on LinkedIn, but it will, after some moment, LinkedIn can decide to block your account because you haven't used even your official names on your ID. So you can decide to use all your 3 names or 2 names on your ID. When it comes to the when it comes to your name, also LinkedIn verifies it with your email one, your ID, and also your passport. If you want to verify LinkedIn to further to keep it safe, because right now LinkedIn, it has gotten a lot of accounts getting blocked, getting banned because of some issues here and there. So one, you verify it with your ID, and if your ID is not matching with your name, first your account will be blocked a bit, then you have to verify it and put in your official names. So the name that you use there, make sure that either the 3 names, your own official 3 names, or 2 of your names in your ID. That is a part that you should take seriously. Don't include any nickname in it. It's not going to help because again, this is a professional platform and you need to be as professional as possible. So don't use any nickname on it. Now, when it comes to this part is called the headline. This part is called the headline. Now, how I've written mine isn't how I'll tell you to write yours. Because for me, I've gotten to those stages and I've grown to make my headline different. Now, how should you write your headline? How you'll write your headline? One, you tell what you do, who you do it for, and you have a call to action. Basically, don't put titles in it. Don't use titles on your headlines. It won't help. Mostly when you're a newbie and you're starting out on LinkedIn, don't use titles like web designer, graphic designer. It won't help because you have not stated who are you helping, what are you doing, and who are you helping. So if you're a web designer, say, I help this and this specific client because there's maybe a specific client you'd want to target. So you can say you work with CEOs and executives to build websites for their companies. So if you go ahead and specify like that, then it will be more evident. Even when someone is searching out for you or searching for a web designer, LinkedIn will get you on the top because you have specified, you have said what you do and who you do it for. That is the trick when it comes to the LinkedIn headline. And now at the end of it, have a call to action. Is it booking a clarity call with you? Is it DM me web design, or is it DM me this and this? So it's a matter of you finding a unique call to action, which is a unique CTA, and now having it also on your headline. This part, from this part, maybe this part, because also the headline has some limitations of words. So if this part I didn't say ranked by Favicon as LinkedIn creator Kenya and worldwide, I will have a CTA as DM me brand, or DM me LinkedIn optimization, or DM me personal brand. So it's a matter of you finding that unique word, that word that if I come to your inbox and I'm like brand, you'll know what next to reply with. So the moment you have that CTA, it gives you that identity and that clarification of, now this is what I'm going to reply anyone who DMs me with the word web design. That is the part of headline. This is called the headline, this part. It's called the headline. And remember, you optimize it with what you do, who you do it for, and now a call to action. Now here's where you include your this link, this part that I've written, take action and stop missing out. It's where the Calendly link goes to. That is where I've indicated and I've put my Calendly link. Now, what is a Calendly? Calendly is it's literally a site that helps people on LinkedIn to have people book calls, meetings, rather meetings, get to know what they do, who they are, and basically the services they offer. So basically, it's you can just register on, you go to Calendly. Yeah, so this is how it's written. You go to your Chrome, you open a new tab, and you type the word Calendly. For you, you'll have to register. For me, I already have an account, so this is how it will come on my side. But when you register a new account, you'll just put some restrictions. The restrictions are available from Monday to Friday, and what times can anyone book a meeting with you. So for me, it's usually Monday to Friday. I don't take in clarity calls on weekends. So mine are Monday to Tuesday. And if someone books between 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., then I'll have a short clarity call with them. But if I'm not available, again, you are able to reschedule with the person, because when someone books a clarity call, it directly goes to your email because it's linked with your email account. So it goes directly to your email, and you're able to see that if I'm the one who has booked a meeting with you, you're able to say Karen booked a clarity call with you at this and this time. So mostly the timeline is usually 15 minutes or even 30 minutes. That depends with how also you have set your account. Is it 30 minutes? Is it even 1 hour? Because there are people who have clarity calls for 1 hour. So after you do that, what you do next, how you add this link, it's usually from this part. I know this part maybe you might forget, but let me just show you. This is where you also edit your name. This is the first name and the last name. Also, you can decide to use like 3 names. You'll put it on the last name or even this part of the first name. But for me, I decided to use my 2 names. Now, if you have an additional name, this is where you also include it. This is also the part you edit your headline. This part rated headline. I hope we are all seeing this. Let me see if there's anybody with. So this is the part that's written headline. This part, this is where you edit your headline. This is where you indicate everything. So for me, I changed mine into personal branding and LinkedIn expert, trainer, public speaker, brand strategist, and consultant. And now I went ahead and specified more brand optimization, speaking engagements, group trainings, and now included ranked by Favicon as LinkedIn. So if I go ahead and include a city, as I was saying, it's giving you this this warning of I've exceeded the maximum character length, which is 220. So if you feel like your headline has gone a bit longer, you can decide to omit some words and now make sure that the important words are included in your headline. Now, if you have an organization you're working with or even a company, this is where you also include it. This part of current position, you write it there. And if you also have another new position, you still add it there. And when it's over, you can decide to show current company in my intro. You can decide to hide it or just include it. Let it be seen next to your headline. Now, so you also include your industry part, which is the social networking platforms. Now, education, that is also, you can mostly, I don't advise. Another thing, if you want to include your university education, your education, it's a must for you to include it. But again, don't tick this part of show school in my intro. Never include this part because again, it's never important. People on LinkedIn never care about it, so don't include that part. Also, there's a part of location, city, and now the contact info. This one also you have to include your number or your email. So you can say to just have your email there, or even both your number and your email, because also people just come directly to your contact info. They reach out on WhatsApp, or even they decide to call you immediately. Now, this is where you add any link that you have. If you have a website, then that is the best thing to do. You add it here where it's written website, add a link that will appear at the top of your profile. Now, then you have to customize that. Again, remember, it's all about playing with words. So for me, put as take action and stop missing out. So the moment you see that, for you, your mind will click that. What am I missing out on? So you'll go ahead and click the link of my Calendly and book a session with me. That is how you add a link on your headline part. If you have a website, then good. If you don't, go ahead and create a Calendly link and add it on this part and optimize it. You can even decide to state it as book a 15-minute clarity call or a 1 hour clarity call with me. And now you save the whole thing. That is how you edit your headline section. This whole part, the name, where you include your link, that is the headline section. Where you include the company you're working at, this part, even your school, that is where it all appears at. I don't know up to there if you have a question. So let me just go to the next part.
There's so many questions.
Ah, okay.
There's so many questions, Karen. I don't know even which one to start with.
Uh-huh.
But okay, I think maybe you can move on, and then we'll take all the questions. I'll summarize all of them,
Okay.
all of the questions. I'll put them all together, and then I'm going to share them with you.
Okay, that's fine.
Sini sawa?
Sawa.
Okay.
So the next part we're going to is the about section. The about section, where a lot of people and a lot of us, we state the years of experience we've had in a certain role, the things that we do, but that isn't the case when it comes to the about section. Your about section shouldn't tell how many years of experience you've had. Your about section shouldn't tell what you do. That is not how your about section should be. Your about section should entail, this is what your about section should start with: an agitation or something that captures someone. So, or even a short story, just a statement that will capture someone. A very good hook that will make me get and dive into your about section up to the last point. This is how mine starts. Every day your brand or business isn't online, you're losing opportunities. So the moment you see that statement, you'll be like, okay, let me just read more. So I'm like, let that sink in. So I wrote my about section also one as a post, like the way you'd want to read a post and be like convinced, or even you're like, I'm missing out on a lot. So missed gigs, clients, and golden opportunities could be all yours if only your online presence was working for you. But I get it. Building and maintaining a strong digital brand can feel overwhelming, and right now you might be feeling stuck. So here's why. So this first part, these first few sentences, I've gotten to grasp your attention with a hook and some few very re-hooks below that one important hook. Now the next thing is I'm agitating. I'm stating the problem. So for here, I'm stating the problem. Here's why you're missing out, or you're even feeling stuck in building your brand. So I'm giving you the problem that your brand or business isn't optimized. That is one. You've neglected being consistent online. You're not engaging with your target audience. You lack a clear strategy to stand out. So I've given you all the problems that you're facing when it comes to you building your brand in any social media platform. So I'm like, sounds familiar, and you'll have to shake your head there. So I go ahead and say, what if I told you this isn't the end of the story? Your brand or business can thrive again starting today. So this part, it's called where you agitate. I'm agitating just a little bit after giving you the problems that you're facing, you as a person and as a brand. And now the next thing is I'll give you some bits of solutions that you'll need. So here's how I can help: brand optimization, strategy development, engagement, and growth. So one, you just have a hook with a few statements falling down below it. And now you go next to the problems. You're stating the problems. Then you agitate just a bit with a statement or two. And now you give the solution to the person. Assume you're talking to just one client, because every time that someone comes to your profile, that is one person. They're not coming all at once as a group. No, people don't come once as a group to your profile. People come individually to view your profile. So make sure that when you're rating even your bot section, you're rating for that one client. You're referring to one person so that it can feel personal. And every time each client reads and goes through your whole profile, it's speaking to them directly. After you have had your hook, you have stated your problems, you have agitated, and you've given a solution. Now you give a CTA. So I'm like, let's talk. Send me a DM with the word brand to schedule a 15-minute clarity call. We'll map out how to revive and elevate your brand or business online. So I've even told you how we'll do it. And now after that, I've given several CTAs on the other things that I do on training, on public speaking, and such. So at the end of it, I'm like, your brand deserves better. Let's bring it back to life, bigger and stronger than ever before. So with that, I wouldn't have made a client feel bored or feel like this is just the usual thing that we come on LinkedIn or we come to someone's profile and it's all about experiences. This one is different. So when you're writing a bot section, you need a hook, a very strong hook. Then you need to state the problems, you have to agitate, you have to give the solutions and a CTA. And all that, assume you're telling it like a story. Also on the about section, you have to include the top 5 skills. This is not the skills part, but the skills part on the about section. So this is where you include your top 5 skills based on how you do want to appear on the searchability part of the clients that are looking for people to employ. So the top skills mine are brand management, optimization, leadership, content strategy, communication. And after some time, you can keep on changing on them. You can keep on changing on them. So these are you add them. Like these, you can decide to remove them or continue to add on them, but you have to have the top 5 skills, the skills that your strong points hold at. Now the next part you're going to, it's the services part. This is a very different part. This is where you also say the services that you provide. You also have like 10 or 5 top services that you provide. The services that even if someone calls you at night or wakes you up at night when you're just maybe finishing off your work, and they're like, can you do this work for me, just a quick, because I saw that it's one of the services that you provide. So make sure that your services, the services that you're comfortable with, you can do them comfortably without even getting to refer or learning extra a bit. Make sure that they're the top 10 most strong services that you provide. We talked about the featured section. This is how you create the thumbnails with the links. Now, this first one is the book a 15-minute clarity call with a link in it here. When you press view, you on the other side will be able to book a clarity call with me. This other part is the the audit checklist that I'll also be sharing it with you, or you can just go to my profile directly. This is also another part, and it has a link on it, and it also has a thumbnail so that people can feel engaged in your profile. Don't just include a link without a thumbnail in it. Just have something designed. Also, remember to use your brand colors on your featured section. The experience part, that's another part. The experience part, make sure you include all your experiences. Even if it's something that you're not doing right now, let it be on your experience part. It doesn't affect really, because at first you might, if you're starting fully as a newbie or as a freelancer, it will feel like you're strange in that, or it will feel like you don't know what you're going to include there. So even me, when I was starting on LinkedIn, I included my sales. I at one point I did sales job, so that is what I started with. But eventually, I continued adding more things that I have gotten to, and people and companies that I've gotten to work with. So continue also including the experiences that you have. Anything that you have done, include that. That is not a complicated part, because LinkedIn, this is where you add it, the experience that you have had, add position. You can even add a career break, because there are people who take career breaks, and if you notify LinkedIn, it will also tell people that you've taken a career break. So it depends what you're taking or you're venturing into. Now, other part is just a moment. The other part is education. On the education part, there's what you've done in university, in college, anything. Now, when it comes to the online certificates, it's called licenses and certifications, where you get it from this part. This part called add profile section. This is where you get everything. And if you're new on LinkedIn, you won't see a lot of things from your profile. But when you use the add profile section, you'll get to see the education part, the add position part, the add services, add career break, add skills. That is where you'll get to add all the things that I'm talking about. On the recommended part, it's where you add the featured section, which carries also the thumbnails. It's where now you get also to add the licenses and certifications that you've gotten from online. It's where you also add projects if you have projects, you also add courses if you have courses, and you add the recommendations. On the additional part, this way also you add volunteer experience, add publications, add patents, add honors and awards if you have honors and awards, add test scores. There's a lot to add on LinkedIn, so it depends with what you're doing, what you want to add on. That is on the licenses and the education part. Now, also on the skills part. On the skills part, there's another part that you should focus on. Don't add skills that are not necessary and are not important. Don't add something like, what is it called, PowerPoint. That is outdated. It's not like the way it used to be when it comes to LinkedIn. It's totally different. So make sure that you also have the 10 top 5 and top 10 skills that are very, very strong for you. This is also another part to check on. So if it's web design, make sure that is the first part. If it's graphic design, also add that. But make sure you also research how you add these skills and services. You also go ahead and research from Google, from AI, and get to identify, if I'm a web design, what are the services and the skills that focus when it comes to the field that I'm in. So the moment you research and you pick some of the skills and services that you're strong at and you're good at, then you go ahead and add them on your LinkedIn part. Now, if you've worked with someone on LinkedIn or a company or even volunteered, now this is where recommendations come. Someone writes for you a recommendation. You request them to write that for you. But that one comes later, because also for me, it came later on after some time. Now that is all about LinkedIn. But before I take in your questions, this part where you share your link, your profile link, also you have to optimize it. It's usually after the linkedin.com in, then your name, Karen Karanja. Then this part that is reading personal branding expert, it's not usually reading like that. It usually has numbers. And how do you edit that part? If you want to edit it as a web designer expert, web designer optimizer, how do you edit that part? This is how you do it. This part, this is where you do it. This public profile URL. This part, this is where you come. So you'll just press on that pen, and it will take you to another part where you'll edit it on this part. I hope you're all seeing. So just follow my cursor. This is where you'll edit it at the name. Also, your name will be able to edit it, but also make sure that the name that is there is also the name that is on your headline. So if you want to put a personal branding expert, also this you have to use. Now this is where keywords, mostly LinkedIn, it's also about keywords. So you also have to research on the keywords that you're using on LinkedIn. Research from AI, research from Google, get to see the most used keywords in your field. That is how you'll know how to optimize even your URL link. Yeah, so I think first you can go with the questions.
Okay. Thank you, Karen, for that. Thank you. I was busy. I was also optimizing my profile. Unajua hata mimi I was checking. Yeah. So let me just summarize all these questions for you just in just
Okay.
1 minute, so that I think the best, because on Google Meet we have around 255 people,
Mm-hmm.
and on TikTok we have 105. So you have like an audience of around, let's say around roughly 350 people.
Wow, wow.
Yeah, which is good. Let me actually let me summarize all these. Yes. And if I may ask, by the way,
Mm-hmm.
there's an issue with verification. I never
Yeah.
knew that you can verify your account with an ID card. I actually thought it's a passport.
Now, when it comes to an ID,
Uh,
that one is just the the simple one, and it's not really verification. That one is just seeing your name, it's correct, and your picture maybe.
mhm,
Mostly, it's just for the name part. But if you want, you see this tick that I have beside my name. Now
yes.
this shows that my account is verified.
Hmm.
So you really have to, there are three options to verify your account with. One, it's a passport.
Hmm.
And if you have a passport, then you should be having a phone that has an NFC feature.
Hmm.
iPhones have that feature, some Samsungs have that feature, some Redmis have that feature. So if your phone has an NFC feature and you have a passport, then you'll be able to verify your account.
Okay.
Another thing is if you're working at a company, you verify with their work email.
Or if you're working in a company, you verify
Yeah,
with the work email.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
And if you're in university, you verify with the school email. Those are the only options.
Or if you're in university, you can verify with your school email.
Yeah.
No, with the school ID,
No, not the school ID, the school email.
the school email.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that, by the way, like I told someone recently, if you want to verify your LinkedIn, you need to
Mhm.
go and apply for a passport.
Yeah, so it's either you have a passport or
Mm,
you're in a company that you can use the email, or you're in a university that you can use their email. Those are the only options you have.
okay. Okay. Now I have been able to summarize all the questions,
Okay.
and the first 7 questions are going to be one question. These are questions about LinkedIn account creation and verification.
Mhm.
Uh, Kevin Zothiambo says that I got a problem in creating the account. All the time it says ID not clear, yet I got a better camera and phone. That actually mean?
Sorry, I think I lost you for a moment there.
I'm saying Kevin
Mhm.
Sothiambo has asked this question. Yeah,
Yeah.
he has asked. Let me actually just let me summarize all these and get you the document. Let me put it in a document. Uh, I want to put it in a document for you so that we can go one by one, because I think these are quite a number of questions, honestly. Let me get it for you. Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Good. I think the first question is, I got a problem creating the account all the time. It says ID not clear, yet I got a better camera and phone.
Problem can also be the lighting, and also you really need to capture. You really need to be stable. If you have to take that photo or scan it, really have to be very at standstill, not shaking. That is one. So the it's either lighting or the shaky part. It's blurry. Those could be the two options. Yeah, because I've never gotten someone telling me about this, because the ID part is usually simple than the passport, because a passport, it's like you're scanning, it's attaching it's pointing, having the passport behind your phone, and you're scanning like this upward slowly. But with the ID, it's just taking the picture and sharing it with the LinkedIn.
Oh.
Yeah.
The second question is from Magina Bradley. He says that, does my name have to be in the order of my ID for verification to go through?
Now it doesn't, but there's a way when you verify with your passport. There's a way LinkedIn. It's like it now fixes the names somehow, but it doesn't have to be order of your ID, because as long as you've used either two of the names or three of the names, it's still okay. As long as they're your names that are on the passport, that is already fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. The second question is from Haniel Njogu, who says, how do one verify with my ID? I think you really answered that. I think I'll move on to the next question. Must I have a passport to be verified by persona?
Yeah. When it comes to now, actually, when I think LinkedIn should now look for another name for verifying with the ID and verifying with the passport. With the ID, it's just a matter of now getting to just have that officiality that you're on LinkedIn. But now the real verification comes in with the passport. So that is why I said you can either use your passport, or you can use the email of your company or your organization, or the email of your university.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. This one is it a must to have a passport? I think
Yes, it is.
It's really a must.
Mm.
Okay. LinkedIn, this one is Belina Shisia. She says that, please mention how to open a LinkedIn account for a business such as a hotel, and how one can use it to get clients or leads.
Now, when it comes to business accounts, about that, I usually discourage them, because any moment LinkedIn can close them. LinkedIn don't ban or block accounts because you have tampered with their terms and conditions. It's because other people have affected you and have made LinkedIn to block or lock your account. If someone is sending spam messages, weird messages every now and then it is possible for LinkedIn to close the account. Now, when it comes to business accounts, I usually tell someone, create a brand for you as a person. Let people know you first, also as that business, and you as a person. Then after that, you can create a page under your own account, not a business account. On LinkedIn, it's quite different. It's not like TikTok, IG, FB. It's not the same. So for LinkedIn, you have to create a page, but not an account for a business, because eventually, anytime, any day, it can come down. And two, a business page, a business account, it's very difficult to grow on LinkedIn. Not because people don't follow, but because people are like, no, we want the person behind it. We want to see you as a person. So build the brand as a person first, then Let also, as you build your brand, let people get to know that you have a business on the side. That is how mostly when even on personal branding, build a brand, then people will know the business later.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. Thank you for that. That's very amazing. There's an interesting name, Sunday McDonald. And so Kenyans, imagine a Kenyan. Does LinkedIn have a personal account and business as well? I think you've answered that.
Yeah.
Now, the next thing is premium and freemium use in the category. I am using freemium LinkedIn and it keeps telling me that I have clients, but I must subscribe to premium. Is it a must so that I can interact with these clients?
Now, um, I'll give you the two sides.
Mhm.
If you're not active, by active I mean creating content and also engaging with people, don't go for premium. And
Mhm.
don't never go for premium, mostly also if you haven't built on your following. And following isn't even a must. The important thing is you being very, very consistent and active on LinkedIn, creating content and engaging, commenting on other people's posts like crazy, and now creating your own content. So if you're not doing those two things fully, consistently, persistently, and every time, then don't go for premium.
Mm.
So at times, for a long time, I also saw clients just disappearing. And again, mostly it comes on the services part. And someone who goes through the services part, sorry to say this, but most of them are not really serious. So for someone who is serious, they'll come directly to you. So that they'll book a clarity call with you, or they'll come to your inbox. When they go to the services part, most of them, like 90% I've encountered, they are not usually serious. Even when I have a premium account that time, most of them are not serious. So
Mm.
focus on first the freemium part. Don't go for premium unless you're very active and you'll know how you'll use that premium. Also, we think premium is just for getting clients, but if you also want to use LinkedIn Learning when you're having premium, then don't even subscribe to it at all.
Mm.
Yeah,
How about Sales Navigator?
it's just the same thing.
Mm.
It starts with the goal that you have for it. So if you know you'll also use it the right way, it will help you. If you won't use it the right way, it will just be a loss for you.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I'll move on to the next question. That is by Mbaya Godwin. He says, how often do you post on LinkedIn?
For me, Godwin, I post 3 times in a day. But for a starter, for a newbie, don't pressurize. Once a day, not even thrice a week. This is not where I advise people to listen to the preachings of the way LinkedIn used to be posting thrice a week, that it will help. It won't, because if you'll post thrice a week, then someone is posting thrice a day. And someone like Elvis is even posting 10 times a day. So how will you compete, guys?
You
How will
had
you
to say
compete?
that. Unajua nataka kuhesabu how many times I've posted today.
So for a newbie, for me, like for quite some months, I posted once a day, and then I got to twice. But since this year started, I've been posting thrice per day. So start with once per day. That is already enough. You see the way Elvis has posted like a lot.
I posted 9 times today.
You see,
Okay. I, is it a must to have a banner and your profile picture?
it is very. You see all those details I've gone through when you have to optimize your profile. It is a must, because that is how also you build trust before even someone decides to DM you, before someone decides to inbox you. That is how you build trust. And if I want to connect with you, if you want me to accept your connection, Lauren, then I'll want to see your banner and your profile picture. Even without me wanting business, or you wanting business from me, or to do business with me, if you just want a follow or a connection, you'll have to need a profile and a banner. That is the only way. Building
Okay.
trust starts with your profile section, all of it.
Okay. Thank you for that. Can you put two links in the headlines section, e.g., if you have a portfolio and also want to put Calendly?
No, the part that you can put as many links as possible, it's the featured
Mhm,
section that I showed you. You have a thumbnail that you
mhm.
design a thumbnail for it. But on the headline, you only have an option of using one link. The most important link that you feel for you, it's important. That is why you use on the headline. For the other links, use them on the featured section.
Okay, okay. Um, please talk about the part of adding a CTA in the profile part that has a picture.
Or the banner.
Mm,
Use a very strong CTA. One, I said you use a CTA that you know. If I come to your inbox, your
mhm,
DM, and I will have DM'd you with a specific word, you'll know the response that you'll give me later on. Maybe you'll even have an optimized message that you'll be replying to anyone that DMs you with a specific CTA that you've told us to have to reach out to you. So
mhm,
it's about you having a very simple, not a complicated DM social media management for booking. No, just a very short, simple word. Like for me, I've said DM me brand. Enough.
mm,
So just choose a word that resonates with you and what you do.
mm.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, I think the next thing is the next question. Let me get all of them right. Is it good to show the school and the current company in your profile?
Current company, it's okay. School, it's
Mhm,
not. Again,
mhm,
I said people never mind about the school that you went to. They don't even care. Let them find it on your education part. That is
mhm,
okay. But don't tick the box that I showed you guys that it says show your school on your profile section. No, it's
mhm.
not a must. But for the company, it's okay. You can use it. Again, it's not a must, but it's important.
Okay. Mm. Can you use more than one email on LinkedIn? I'm trying to get all the questions.
Snowy, no, you can't. If you want your LinkedIn to get blocked and banned, you
Mhm.
use more than one email. You can't use more than one email. You can't.
Okay.
LinkedIn, it's very serious. Yeah.
Okay. Uh, is the call WhatsApp? Like I don't know if it's a clarity call.
Oh, the clarity call. No, it's not
Mm,
WhatsApp.
mm,
That's the Calendly. It's a site
mhm,
that is used to book a meeting with you. So for you can decide now when someone books a clarity call with you, I told you it goes to your email. Now it's up to you to be checking your emails, and now
mhm,
you respond to that person with a Google Meet link, or
mhm,
you can decide also to take their number from the email part, because you must also set your Calendly for someone to
mhm,
indicate their phone numbers. Maybe at times you do want to call someone directly, so the email also replies with all their details in the question and the specific thing that they do want to know from you. So you can use a Google Meet. You have to reply with that, send them a Google Meet, or you can decide to, when that time comes, you take their phone number from the email you got and just
mhm.
call them directly.
So a clarity call is meant to give it's like a fast free consultation you're giving to a client before you deliver a
Yes.
service.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. Uh, how do you create a Calendly link? Did you
You
tackle
just
this?
go to Chrome, register. Go to
You just
Chrome and
register.
register. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay. Then there's a question on LinkedIn connections. What does it mean when a profile shows third, second? By the way, I've never understood that.
One
Fourth.
is one it's the countries,
Mm-hmm,
and now the next thing comes with the following that you've gotten.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, but mostly it's countries. Mostly it's countries, and now next the following that you've gotten, because you for yours Elvis it's showing fast.
Mm-hmm. Because
For
me and you have
someone,
connected.
Lara Costa, it's showing second. So mostly it's the countries.
Hmm.
Yeah, the country that you are in.
Or it depends on the country that you're in yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, like, have you ever seen this? How will I put it? There are guys who have a LinkedIn, like their accounts have a blue badge. I don't know.
Oh, the
Top
blue one.
voice. Top
Yeah,
voice.
that one. It's now LinkedIn to give it to you. That
Hmm.
one LinkedIn gives specific people who have grown food like a lot. That one is LinkedIn, and they have a specific voice in what they talk about in their content. LinkedIn will give you that badge.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a question by Kevin Zothiambo. He says that as a plumber, how can it be a brand? What if it's a service? I think can a plumber use LinkedIn?
Yeah. Even a teacher is on LinkedIn, even a farmer is on LinkedIn. So
Mm.
anyone, that's why I said anyone can be on LinkedIn. It's a matter of now understanding. Now, when you optimize your profile,
Hmm.
the next thing is knowing the kind of strategy you use for your content.
Hmm.
So as long as you know you're a plumber, you know the kind of things that you'd want to talk about, and don't try to teach people about plumbing. No, talk about the problems that you face with your clients, the problem that clients face. Maybe they have worked with specific plumbers and now they need you, the good plumber, to now fix the problems that are caused by a different plumber. Those are the things basically when it comes to content creation, even on TikTok, any other platform, not only LinkedIn. Never overthink content. It's a matter of sharing the experiences, the problems, the situations, the wins, the losses, the stories. That is why I said your brand is your story. As
Mm.
simple as that.
Okay. Um, I think maybe to proceed on, I'm seeing quite a number of questions over here.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and I don't want to unmute the microphones because it's going to take a long time.
Yeah.
There's someone who's asking about, are you aware of this thing where people rent their LinkedIn profiles?
Yeah, I am aware of it, and I discourage of it a lot
Hmm.
because the moment you rent your account, you'll never get it back. After some time, they will change every detail. They'll change even the password. They'll change your name, your picture. So you'll have to start from afresh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it advisable for someone to have two LinkedIn accounts for two different niches?
No,
Uh-huh.
because LinkedIn it has very strong AI in it. So it will
Mhm.
identify your pictures, and I usually tell people use your picture even when posting so that you can also create trust among people. So the moment you have two different accounts and you
Mhm.
want to talk about two different things, people will notice this is the same person. And again, you'll use the same name. So you can't do that. You just have to find that
Mhm.
one niche that you're fully aware of, you're comfortable with, or if the two fields they are kind of compatible, you can be talking
Mhm.
about the both of them. But if they're so different from each other, you just have to pick one.
You pick one niche that you want to specialize in.
Yeah, and you're comfortable with, you're passionate about it. Yeah.
Okay. Uh, Hello, is it okay to DM people in your network and tell them about what you offer?
No.
It's not all right for someone to like go sending DMs and telling people, hey, this is what I do.
When it comes to cold, it's called cold messaging on LinkedIn. When it comes
Mhm.
to cold messaging, don't reach out and tell people what you do. You'll tell them later on after you've built a rapport with them.
Mhm.
What you do is you DM them,
Mhm.
appreciate them. Uh, Maybe you've been learning from them, so you give them an appreciation. Then the next time you'll get to reach out to them, you'll be like, I'm still learning from you, Karen. So you keep on reminding them. It's like you're reminding them of how important they are on LinkedIn. Another way you can reach out to someone, maybe they had an event and you learned from them. You are like, Elvis, I attended an event that you're speaking at, and I got to learn this and this and this. I'd like to connect with you. When Elvis sees such a message, even if it's not a client, he'd accept your connection because you've appreciated the person. Another way, it's if someone has won or even has gotten to a certain following account and they celebrated it on LinkedIn, also go and appreciate them. Tell them congratulations on hitting this and this following. I'm also part of the community. I'm learning a lot from you. And now you now start building that rapport. So after some time, if this is someone you know you can work with, you'll be like, you know what, Elvis, but I noted you do this and this. I think we can collaborate, or even we can decide to do this, or I can offer this services for some period of time, maybe at a pro bono service. And after some time, you can tell me if we can work together. So that is how you reach, but you don't reach out to someone directly telling them, hi, I'm Karen Karanja, I do this and this. I'd like to optimize your profile. That person won't even reply to you. They just blue tick you.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. That's really amazing. Can I be visible on LinkedIn if my account is not verified?
Yes, you can.
Mm-hmm.
Verification is usually a form of safety that LinkedIn keeps on reminding you. So you can, for a long time, I wasn't verified on LinkedIn. So just go ahead. Eventually, you'll find that moment of verifying your own account. So it's a matter of just security and preventing people from spamming you, bombarding you. So it's just a matter of security. But other than that, you can grow like a lot even without verifying it.
Okay. Wanjanganga is asking, can you use the same account to market two roles? Like what you learned in the university and your digital skills. Like an example is VA.
It depends. If the two roles are again compatible, yes, you can. If they are not, you'll have to talk about what you learned in university, like a story as to why you've transitioned into being a VA or being into this specific field. So it's a matter of sharing a story, what you learned and what you're doing right now. But if they're not compatible, you can't talk about them. You'll confuse people and they lose trust in you. They won't
Okay.
want to work with you.
All right. Abdi Rahman is asking this question. I am 17 years old and I'm currently studying graphic design.
Mhm.
Can LinkedIn help me to get trust? Kindly let me know.
Yes, we need a lot of graphic designers, and as I said, it's a matter of being specific. Which client do you want to work with? You don't have to work with freelancers. You don't have to. Maybe you can even work with companies remotely, definitely. So it's a matter of choosing your client wisely and at a level that you're comfortable with.
Okay.
Yeah.
Collins Ocheng is asking this question. As an employee of the county government and in LinkedIn, I talk about personal development.
Mhm.
When it comes to verification using the company email, I now use my employer's email. And as I don't know, they speak about personal development, but he is employed in a county government. Can he verify his LinkedIn profile using the employer's email? That is the county government email.
What he talks about in verifying doesn't really affect. So you can just go ahead and verifying. It's just a one-time thing, and you're just verified. So yes, he can, if also the company allows.
Okay. All right. I'm going to move on as we end up and finalize on the questions. Beatrice Mwangi is asking, can you verify your account with a company email that is purely online and not registered?
If it's not registered, it can't work.
The company now.
Yeah.
Okay. So when it comes to a company email, it has to be a verified email.
Yes, it has to be a verified email.
Okay. All right. I think we up to that particular point, Karen. I don't want to maybe throw a lot of questions because I think people can reach you, right?
Yeah, they can reach me out.
They can consult your services. They can get more information from you. And I also tend to believe, because I have a number of web design students who are part of this particular class, that they can also add like what they have learned as a skill set on LinkedIn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe you can give us a final word and tell us about maybe if someone wants to seek more services from you and get to engage you further.
Okay.
Yes,
So it was an amazing one. Thank you so much, Elvis, for this
you're welcome.
opportunity. And thank you for the audience. Thank you for the interaction, the questions. It was amazing. Now, I'll be pretty soon. I'll be having a second. I had my first masterclass on March 29th, a physical one. So I'll be having my second one very soon. So you can all reach me out on LinkedIn, Karen Karanja, or you can reach me out on WhatsApp. Let me leave my number on the chat box. 0759123545. Yeah, you reach me out on WhatsApp. Can get to know and communicate more about the masterclass. We can have it, and also you'll all have a discount since you're coming from Elvis. But one thing that you have to know is building a brand on LinkedIn isn't difficult. They said it's a matter of being specific. That is one. And after you optimize your profile, that doesn't end from there. It's a matter of also creating content. I bet you'll also have another session with Elvis on creating content now on LinkedIn, because most people think that creating content on LinkedIn, it's about being so professional, it's about sharing educative content, but that's not the case. And also how to engage on LinkedIn, who to engage with, how to reach out to people on DMs. We'll also talk about that the next time. But for more interaction, for more lessons, you can also reach me out on WhatsApp. On LinkedIn, I'm Karen Karanja. That is how I go by my name. And you've also seen my profile the moment I was sharing it. Otherwise, thank you so much. Have an amazing night. And keep on learning, guys. I'm rooting for you.
All right. Thank you so much, Karen, for that. Asante sana.
Thank you.
I personally want to appreciate your insight so far. What you've really shared is information I think people need to take seriously. And I just want to say thank you for the tips that you have shared. I'm looking forward to getting the checklist so that I can actually share it to the guys, with
Okay.
those guys who've attended the session.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you for putting it out clearly that LinkedIn is one of the platforms that you can get clients. And thank you for showing people what it really means to work around LinkedIn. I personally want to appreciate the good work. Thank you. And please make sure you join Karen's masterclass when it comes to LinkedIn. It's going to be it's a good chance for you to learn. I
Mm-hmm.
personally learned through attending such masterclasses that help you understand what LinkedIn is. Now, from me to you, Karen, thank you so much. Salute. You've really shared some amazing insights. You should be creating more content like this. Just to give you a brief account of the people who attended your session,
Mm-hmm.
we had an average of 220 to 250 on Google Meet, and on
Wow.
TikTok we have 105. So in total, you had like 350 guys. So I have recorded the entire session. I'll make it available on YouTube so that you can access the session. Immediately after the session, our lead community manager, Susan is going to be sharing the checklist as well as a summary of what we've tackled in our entire session today. The the material is going to be shared on my various channels. I have a WhatsApp channel as well as other various WhatsApp groups that exist. Over and above, thank you so much, Karen. I appreciate Asante Sana. We're looking
Thank
forward to
you.
having you in another session. Asante Sana for the insights. Anyone who wants to ask for more questions, someone who needs more clarity, you can reach out to Karen. And remember, it's a good service. Like this was a free version, so ukienda huko usiende kusema oh sijui nimetoka hapa. When you get like Kenyans don't like paying, by the way. Yeah,
Mm,
I normally tell people I used to pay like I don't know 15,000 shillings every month just to get started on LinkedIn.
yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't know my ways. Like I didn't know how to do it. So
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a good chance. So thank you so much, Karen, and
Thank you.
thank you everyone who's attended the sessions on Google Meet, on TikTok. Thank you for being part of the session, and thank you for just agreeing to join us and learn more about LinkedIn. Thank you, Karen. May God bless you, and say hi to your daughter.
I will. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, everyone, and have yourselves a good night.